Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back for another video. As always, a free way you can support the channel. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment in the comment section. Today, we're going to talk about Bitcoin, believe it or not. But hey, I have my eyes on you, Cardano. I don't know, for those of you who've been watching my live stream, what have I been saying about Cardano? It's like if Warren Buffett was a cryptocurrency investor, Warren Buffett being really big on value stocks, trying to find value, he would be a buyer of Cardano. And if Warren Buffett was a cryptocurrency investor, which he's not, that would have been a great move for him. So I see you, Cardano. Yeah, value, it was undervalued. And that's one of the things that I like to look for. So anyway, but we're going to talk about Bitcoin, and I just want to reiterate one thing real quick, and that is simply that for the as far as I can see into the short-term future, that doesn't make any sense. Anyway, as far as I can see, I'm not expecting anything extraordinary for Bitcoin over the first quarter of this year, over the second quarter even. And then summer months are always just kind of, there's a saying, sell in May and go away. I think that's a very true thing that happens often. And I would expect the summer months to be low volume months and for Bitcoin to not reach new all-time highs in the summer. So then what? We're going to see new all-time highs in the fall of 2022 or in the winter. It's possible, aside from any major catalyst, aside from a spot Bitcoin ETF, from XRP winning their lawsuit, from the Fed making some kind of major reversal. I don't, and I hold this very loosely, I don't expect anything extraordinary. I don't expect six-figure Bitcoin. I very much expect Bitcoin to get into the 50s and maybe even the 60s. Maybe the 70s. Just extraordinary as far as blow off top, end of the cycle, whatever you want to call it. This is in my opinion, that's not going to happen in the early part of 2022. And here's just what I'm thinking through right now. And I know it's hard to see on this chart because of how much 2021 dwarfs 2017. But December 2017, Bitcoin peaked a little under $20,000, had it entered into full-blown bear market, and then bottom of the bear market around $3,000 between, what was that, December of 2018 and the summer of 2019, there was kind of a mini bull run. And so I am expecting something similar. Do I expect an 85% drop from $69,000? Absolutely not. No. Not even. I would say the worst case scenario for as low as Bitcoin could go would be around $30,000. But even there, it's like, what are long-term holders doing right now? I've talked about this a lot on this channel. Long-term holders are uninterested in selling at $42,000. They were very interested in selling in 2018. And in 2017. They are completely uninterested in selling right now. If anything changes where long-term holders sell, then yes, I could see us going down to the 30s. But otherwise, I think 40s, maybe upper 30s, maybe dare I say upper mid 30s, something like that would be around where the bottom could go without long-term holders selling. And so, yeah, what would I expect then? $64,900 in April, that was the peak. And I know that's hard to wrap our brains around because we did have a double peak. We had a $69,000 peak in November. But what I'm saying is from everything that I'm looking at as far as retail involvement, as far as new entities are concerned, the peak of the market cycle was in April. And this was just mostly driven by short squeezes, by long-term holders holding on, and by short-term holders buying and holding with the hopes that Bitcoin would get to $100,000. That's all that was $69,000, that peak there. And then when they saw that wasn't going to happen, the short-term holders sold pretty hard. And the fact that happened in bear market conditions is extraordinary, and that's very bullish for the bear market, for the long term. Let's just say we have something similar where Bitcoin has another mini rally. I would expect that rally to get over $100,000 pretty easily. About, if it's the same timing, about a year and a half after the peak, after the $64,900 peak. So that would put us at the end of 2022. that's something along the lines of what I would expect is that we'd see a mini rally where, new entities. I mean, this is a really important chart here. So this is why I'm saying we're kind of in a bear market right now based off of behavior. Is new entities hit an all-time high in April when Bitcoin, actually that was before April, that was in February and March. New entities hit an all-time high. Bitcoin topped out at $64,900, and then retail interest went away, and then a little spike in November, but now it's back down again. That's typical bear market activity, and so I think it's just going to take time. Period of time where entities will slowly build, and then we'll have something similar to this right here, a mini bull run. And people are going to say that was the peak for the cycle. In dollar amounts, it is. But I think, again, we've already had our peak for the cycle as far as new entities are concerned, but not as far as price is concerned. So anyway, as far as short term is concerned, I mean, there's a couple of things I'm looking at. Good signs, positive signs. I was nervous about Ethereum, and I was looking at, I was constantly looking at inflows and outflows. This was for the last week. We're seeing in net outflows for Bitcoin and Ethereum, more so for Ethereum. That is a good sign that this this correction, whatever you want to call it, is over, and that Ethereum is no longer driving it. And so as far as downward momentum is concerned, we don't have much. As far as upward potential, there's some. There's a minefield. I mean, there's the 50-week moving average, there's the 200-day simple moving average, there's the bull market support band, and then there's all those fib levels. I've covered this in other videos, the 0.5, the 0.618, the 702, that I think it's going to be very difficult, and it's going to take a long time for Bitcoin to break through those levels. So it's just, we're in this range. We're in this range between $40,000 and $60,000, and I think we're going to be there for a few months. But, this is a good sign. We're seeing more outflows for Bitcoin and Ethereum than for other things. And I want to revisit the MVRVZ score. So MVRVZ score as of today is 1.27, very low. But I mean, if you look at historically, we've gone much lower. I mean, we've gone negative, what does that mean? That means that people, that the average Bitcoin holder has been not in profit, which, the further we go, the much less likely that's going to be, especially considering the fact that 7.2 million coins are either hodled or lost forever. And how that's going to increase. People either not willing to sell ever, or coins being lost forever. And so those coins are very much in profit right now. That's a third of the supply. That's more than a third of the supply. And so all those people are in profit. Yeah, there are plenty of people who are not in profit. But the possibility that we would go back down into this negative range, which the last time we had that was the COVID crash, is very unlikely. And for right now, the market cap is $460 billion, the realized cap. And so what that means is that the average Bitcoin holder, the average Bitcoin has a purchase price of around $24,000. And so for the MVRVZ score to go below zero, Bitcoin would have to go below $24,000. I don't believe that that's going to happen. So just something else I'm paying attention to here. Can we go lower? Historically, yes. We're in this odd middle zone right now. Historically, we certainly can. And if we are in some sort of a bear market territory, the MVRVZ score can go down while the price of Bitcoin stays the same. It usually does. I mean, look at $69,000. We got to $69,000. We got to $67,000 on October 19th of 2021. And the MVRVZ score was a 3.5. We were at $64,000. We were at $58,000 on February 19th of 2021. MVRVZ score of 7. So this score can go down while the price of Bitcoin even rises. It can go down while the price of Bitcoin stays flat. We can certainly go lower with MVRVZ score. I very much do not expect for us, while the realized cap is at $460 billion, for the price of Bitcoin to get anywhere near there. But let's say we do have a move to six figures, and then it goes back down to the $50,000 range, we could see a negative MVRVZ score. So that's very much in play. But the longer Bitcoin exists, the more it matures, the less likely that's going to happen. The less likely it is that that's going to happen. So anyway, general messages, hold tight. Think about the meta game that we're playing. This is not financial advice. Think about the meta game that we're playing. What's the next big thing? And really nothing has reared its head. I mean, I would still submit that we're kind of in ETH killer season. I know Cardano's had plenty of runs. I don't count Cardano because, its all-time high is double where it is now. But maybe I think Atom still has some room to grow. Algorand as well. I've been talking a lot about that we're still near as well. Near, I wouldn't necessarily recommend buying near at the time. It's scorching hot, but near could do very well in the short term. And in the meantime, we're waiting. We're waiting for what is it? What is it? Is it Web3? Is it, are we going to see a new surge in NFTs? And the first time you hear of something that has potential of being the next big thing, that's about the time that you should jump in. I mean, unfortunately, if you keep on hearing about it and then the excitement builds, it's probably too late. So what's next? I don't know, but we'll see. So lots of potential still, lots of potential for major things to happen in the crypto market. As always, patience will win out, and you've got to be patient right now. So that's all I have for today. I hope you have a wonderful day, wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you in another video. I will most likely go live later today, but otherwise, have a great day, and I'll see you. Peace.